Guys, today we are gonna learn Caro-Kann defense. So let's start. C4, C6, and this is the English Caro-Kann defensive system. White also can do the erratic opening by playing knight to f3. Caro-Kann 2 knight version. E4, E4, C6, knight to C3, D5, knight to F3, bishop G4. Sorry, bishop to G4. This is the two knight version of Caro-Kann. As if you can see, there are two knights and that are active. That's why the opening is called Caro-Kann, the two knights. And white knights are out and ready to attack, while black knights are not out. So this is an advantage for white. Caro-Kann defense. E4, C6, D4. Black will almost certainly play D5 on rare occasion, or G6 will be played. Continuation D5, knight to C3. The vast majority of times black plays the solid move. D takes E4, one of the most well-studied moves of the Caro-Kann lines. Black has other moves to avoid the weight of theory, although the E6 blocking the bishop and effectively forming a French with one tempo less seems dubious lines. Now guys, we are gonna see exchange variation of Caro-Kann. E4, C6, D4, D5, E takes D5. Okay, white exchanges on the square D5 and black almost always responds with the move called C take D5. This forms a opposite wing majority, if you get what I mean. This will usually lead to panoptic attack, although independent line can sometimes arise after the move after the move bishop to d3. Okay, Caro-Kann panoptic attack. E4, C6, D4, D5, E takes D5, C takes D5, C4, knight to F6, knight to C3, E6. The move knight to F6 is almost always played. It is very rarely not, with E6 having a particularly bad record. Caro-Kann Bronstein-Larsen variation. E4, C6, D4, D5, knight to C3, D takes E4, knight takes E4, knight to F6, knight captures F6 check, G captures F6. Black has voluntarily opted for an inferior kingside pawn structure, but also has some compensation in the form of open G file for the rook and unusually very active play for the Caro-Kann. It is generally considered somewhat more unsound than the move E takes F6. But former top 10 players Bent Larsen employed it defendantly with some success during the 1970s. Black has more control of the center and possible move BH6 later on in the game. Caro-Kann Stentage variation. E4, C6, D4, D5, knight to C3, D takes E4, knight takes E4, knight to D7. By developing black's knight rather than the bishop, blacks aim to trade for white's central knight without damaging the black's pawn structure. Caro-Kann classic variation. E4, C6, D4, D5, knight to C3, D takes E4, knight takes E4, bishop to F5. White can and almost always does very rarely does not stick to the main line with the knight to G3, forcing the bishop back, but the ambitious move knight to c5, and the aggressive Boris gambit has given white surprising much success. Caro-Kann classical e4 c6 d4 d5 knight to c3 d takes e4 knight takes e4 bishop f5 knight g3 bishop g6 knight to f3 knight to f6 bishop d3 knight bd7. This is a classical version of Caro-Kann. So guys, Caro-Kann video has been finished. If you have liked the video, please like it and subscribe my channel. I hope you have liked the video. If you want any another video, please comment down. I will make sure to accept your request.